Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Depending on when you see this, they all apply. Thank you for joining me for the latest broadcast of Sabe Against the Machine. I'm your host, Sabe James, and I have never seen one episode of Game of Thrones, and I'm no ways ashamed. Deal with it. We have a great show lined up for you today, but what else is new? We have an upcoming recording artist, Everything Omega, in the building, and we will get into her latest and upcoming projects, the startup of her career, and see how many push-ups she could do and all of that. But before we start cracking the concrete, a few points of order. I hope you all enjoyed Mother's Day with the special ladies in your life. To those whose mothers may not be with them any longer, fret not, they're still with you. One thing I've noticed about the details surrounding the festive events leading up to what you're going to get and how you're going to celebrate are the cards. Mother's Day cards are expensive. 4 cards cost me over $30. There's nothing special about these cards. They didn't drive me here or wash my car. I couldn't eat them or wear them. Don't get me wrong, the content was official, but sheesh. Yo, the new Wu-Tang documentary series began to air on Showtime this past weekend. And if you've been living under a rock for the past 25 years, you should know who the Wu is. It's chronicling their rise from the slums of Shaolin, Staten Island, to becoming a household name in any home USA. If you haven't seen it, check your on-demand or that Fire Stick. It's worth it. Yo, the Houston Rockets let a KD-less team put them to sleep for the rest of the playoffs, normal James Harden fashion. Yo, Harden is the official equivalent to Peyton Manning in the NBA. All that work you put in the seasons was worthless again. Funny story about the game, though. Steph scheduled a private shoot-around a few hours before the game Friday night, and Chris Paul got wind of the shoot-around and decided to go and get some shots up too. Obviously a conflict of interest. Steph even offered to stick to half court, but CP3 wasn't having it and had him kicked off the court. So after the victory, on the way back to the locker room, Steph yells out, "Kick me off the court again, boy." This was a classic case of be humble or be humbled. Speaking of Steph Curry, his wife Aisha was making news last week with a commentary regarding a drop-off of male attention. And the knee-jerk reaction was, yo, you married to a superstar athlete. Why are you looking for other attention from other men? Then the wife and I talked about it, and it was explained that it's not that she's seeking another man's love or affection, but she, as most married women do, experience a drop-off of that same thing. And not that it's needed, but women are just used to it being there. For instance, if you lived in Hawaii all your life where it's summer all year round, then you move to New York and experience this lousy weather we have at times, you notice a difference too. But this speaks to a bigger issue that needs dealing with. The fact that some people rely too much on validation from others to feel their self-worth. And ultimately, money won't always make you happy. And she has plenty of it, individually and collectively. But this is a personal issue that has no price tag attached. Finally, the NBA Conference Finals are set with the Warriors and the Blazers in the West and the Bucks and the Raptors in the East. If you guys didn't see how the Raptors won, just pick up your phone. I promise you ain't have to go far. But yo, with that, we're gonna get into our show and we're gonna get to our guests after the break, and tune in and strap in because we're about to take off right now. Welcome back. We are here today, Monday, the day after Mother's Day. I'm joined by my guest, Omega. Everything Omega, or is it Omega? Everything Omega. All right, we're going to get into the inspiration for that name in just a second.
Yes.
But first, I want you to give the people a quick rundown of who you are, where you're from, and where they could find your music to start off with.
Right. So I am from Mt.Vernon, New York. My name is Everything Omega. I will definitely explain the name because a lot of people take credit for it
Patiently waiting.
that didn't come up with it. No, I'm just
Patiently
kidding.
waiting.
But I'm a singer-songwriter, and you can find all my stuff on social media, SoundCloud. Everything is Everything Omega.
Everything
so
Omega.
I just made it easy so
Okay,
people can
so
just
it's just one.
Yeah.
The brand. It's the brand. Everything
It's the
Omega.
brand. I think it works.
It's all about branding, though.
Yeah,
that's
it
how
is.
it is. That's
It
a
is.
wonderful, beautiful energy. This
Yeah.
is it's going to be a good one. Okay, so let's just start there. Okay, from the beginning. I'll say from the genesis of it all.
Right.
Not even just as far as with the songwriting, but just with the name alone. Like I said, Omega has such finality to it. What was the inspiration behind that?
My mom came up with the name. I'm not sure how. She says it every day, like, you make sure you tell people it was me. But I just don't know. I don't remember the conversation. But I do feel like we as humans can just do anything.
Right.
And I think we find that, like, even Beyonce, we look at Beyonce, for example, and we're like, how can she do all of it?
Right.
But she just pushes herself to the actual limit that she can go. So I think that's what it's all about. So with everything Omega, I can kind of do more than just be a singer-songwriter.
Nice.
You know, so I'm kind of trying to create avenues for myself.
So shout out to Mom for the
For the name.
for the top shelf choice right there. You know, we always gotta give it up to Mom. Like I said, we just coming up the hills of Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to Mom and to all the mothers out there. We'll get into that another part of the show. But talk to me about the first time you wrote a song. What was the inspiration behind that, and what drove you to write that song?
I was maybe like 7, and oh my God, the lyrics made no sense. It's like, what 7-year-old is going through any of this? I remember the lines. It was like, sitting on the side waiting for a ride, you know that I cry. What are you crying about? You're 7. Like, what did you not get?
Life is grand at 7.
Candy, your life is like
Life is
amazing.
grand.
You're like, oh my God, I'm living my best life.
That's
I'm
it.
7. So I don't know, I was real deep. I was real deep at 7 years old. And then it obviously progressed into things that I could relate to, that I could write about, things I went through. But I really started writing in high school.
Okay.
So like New Rochelle High School, that was kind of it for me. That's when things kind of took off with the writing.
So let me ask you, would you prefer to be called more of a songwriter or a singer? Like, because you know there's a difference. Some people have, you know, ghostwriters for the track, and then, you know, they just have the vocal talent to express the words off a page. I see you're a double threat with it, but do you find more ease or more comfort writing the songs or singing them?
That's a really great question. I've never got that before. Oh my God, I'm not sure. Because I really enjoy writing. I really enjoy writing. But singing is really amazing too. Oh my God, I don't know. I think writing, surprisingly.
You know, but I wouldn't be
crazy.
surprised at that, because it's scientifically noted that when you write, the strokes of the pen, it creates neural pathways in the brain that opens up levels of creativity. So that's why a lot of people tend to become more ghostwriters than the actual vocal talent. So I mean, that's not a surprising answer.
Yeah.
So if it does stump you, I'm glad I gave you something to think
It
about.
does. That is amazing. For
I'm
real.
glad I gave you something to think about. So was there any kind of musical background, family-wise, that kind of, you know, was there, as you know, some people may have, you know, church, some people may have family that may have been in the industry, you know, somebody may have just given you a keyboard when you was 2 and you just figured out, I'm gifted with, you know, so what was the actual push to kind of, like, you know, make you want to really believe in this craft?
I think it was my parents for sure, because I mean, Saturdays we clean the house, listening to Lenny Kravitz, listening to Lucy Pearl, Prince, and I think also my dad was in I.N.I. It's a hip hop group.
Salute.
Yeah, so I think with that I was really inspired. I think it just runs through my blood. And when I decided, I'm like, Dad, I want to sing. Like, I'm gonna play you this song. It's called Best Mistake. I played it. He was like, you know, play it like 4 more times. Let me hear it. And then he was like, all right, I get it.
So if you got the stamp from Dad.
Yeah, then I was like, all right, cool.
You know,
and then my mom was like, listen, at a young age, she was like, I don't know if you have it. Well, maybe we'll try dance. It's like, no. But yeah, she's a real one. She was like, listen, I don't know if you have it just yet.
Well, I mean, but now,
took some time.
But see, that's a major piece, though, because, you know, we see all of these reality shows that they've, you know, had this whole Honey Boo Boo thing and everything, where the parents are like psychos behind their kids' success and everything. To have a parent to be able to give you tough love, so to say, at such a, you know, almost even a fragile point at life, because, you know, we're still in the formative years. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
22.
22.
Yeah.
We're still, you know, probably when you had that talk, it may have been in the formative years of your life, and that could have either made or broke the spirit. But being that it seems like you know, have a fighting sense within you, because, you know, the name in its totality.
Yeah.
You know, it's wonderful that you have somebody in your corner to actually kind of put you going the right track. But talk to us about the video, Clouds. Yeah, the song. Yeah, talk to us about that.
Clouds is my first music video.
Okay.
I was just so happy that I actually did it. I did my first video. It was Clouds. Clouds I wrote years before I even did the video, years before even recording it. So I wanted it to be angelic. I wanted it to be simple. So yeah, I love clouds. I think it's dreamy. Like,
That
don't you
is.
kind of feel like you're dreaming when
I like the song because
Yeah, that's the effect I
lyrical
wanted.
content is what put me, you know, in the mindset of where the name is fitting for it.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, and that was a good, because a lot of times you got songs that just, you know, talk about, say one thing and they talk about something totally different.
Yeah.
You know, throughout it. So, last question, and we want to go into a break real quick. What do you think separates or will separate you from the rest of the industry that's out there right now as far as R&B goes?
I think I want to say a lot of the artists that I listen to now are excellent, but then there's some artists where I just feel like it's not genuine. And I don't mean any like disrespect or anything like that, because we all work really hard on the craft.
Absolutely.
But even with social media, like even on my social media, I try to just be as genuine as I can and just be me, and I feel like people appreciate the music more. Like Rihanna. Like, you know, a lot of these artists may have people running their social media, but me, I want it to always come from me, and I want it to feel like, yeah, that's my homie. Like, she wrote that song. I relate to it, and I just want to stay relatable and passionate about it. Because I think when you lose a passion, it doesn't seem as real.
Absolutely, and that's a big piece. If you're passionate about it, it's not work.
Right.
It's not a job to you. But listen, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come right back with everything Omega. We're going to get more into the music side of her that, you know, we got into more personal side right now. We're going to get more into the music side of this after the break right now. Sabe Against the Machine, we'll be right back.
He said, "Make just wait for me. Just stay with me, just hold me down. And I'll come around, just wait and see that you and me, we were meant to be. I know I'm steady running game. All these girls, they ain't the same. They don't treat me like you do. They don't watch my back like you. They can't love me like you do. They don't captivate my eyes. They don't say what's on my mind. When I think it, when I feel it, that's just something you do. Oh yeah, you got me in the clouds, and I'm never coming down. You got me in the clouds, and I don't wanna come down. I don't wanna come down, but I don't know if I can stay up here much longer. You got me in the clouds, ooh, and I don't wanna hurt your heart like this much longer. Oh, take me out the clouds, oh, just take me out the clouds. I don't wanna hurt your heart, I just wanna see you smile. I wanna see you smile. I ain't did that in a while, baby. You deserve to smile. Just take me out the clouds.
Welcome back, Sabe Against the Machine. We are still here, chopping it up and vibing with everything Omega. We were talking in the previous part about more of the music side of things. Now I want to get more to the brain work of it, the creative. Talk to me about your creative process when it comes to formulating your song, content, arrangement, sound. What's the creative process behind it?
Recently, I've gotten into not actually being so structural with the song. So the way there's like a verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, outro, whatever the case may be. I kind of, for example, Solange, her album is very not structured, and I appreciate that. There's a lot of interludes, there's a lot of fun sounds. So right now, when it comes to writing, I just kind of write, like I just freestyle a lot. And then I'll sit in the studio, and I've been working with a lot of great producers, and we just sit down and we just catch a vibe. And then with that, we kind of just throw a song together, but not in such a, I have to get a chorus, I have to get a verse, I have to do it the traditional way.
So a little bit of organized confusion.
Yeah, exactly.
Got you.
Perfection.
Got you. I understand it. So, tell me an artist that you would love to collaborate with. I heard you drop names like the Beyonce and Solange. So I'm digging that lane that you're taking. But what would be I would say not the first, but the best collab you think you would be able to make?
So I'm so excited you asked this question because I was prepared for it.
I hope so.
Because usually I'm like, I don't know. Sanaa Allegra. If you haven't, if you haven't heard of her, you're gonna love it. Sanaa Allegra. Surprisingly, Ty Dolla $ign I think is amazing. I think he's a great lyricist, and I think the way he structures his songs, I think are really awesome. Majid Jordan, Drake. I think that'd be really cool. Yeah, I think I could write for Drake. I feel him on a spiritual level. Yeah.
Get in line.
But definitely Sanaa Allegra would be my top choice.
Right. Okay. Cool. So now, when we talk about collabs, then we did videos. I'm sorry, we'll go back to the videos. Now, are you doing live performances?
So I actually have a live performance coming up in New Jersey that I'm really excited about.
Tell the people.
Because I'm getting back into it. It's called Mac Idol, and it is in New Jersey. I'm not sure of the details yet, but it'll be on all my social media. I'll be posting. But it's like my first performance back because right now I'm really working on my project that hopefully is coming out in the summertime. I don't know. I don't want to like throw it out there and then it doesn't.
But
I would hope so.
Remember,
exactly. I would hope
limitless.
so. There are no limits.
Limitless.
Exactly.
Talking into existence.
So yeah, I'm getting back into it now, and I have a lot of new material, and I'm very excited because you get sick of recording. I mean, performing the old stuff. Yeah.
So when did you do your first performance, and what was that experience like?
My first performance. Would like a family gathering be considered a first performance?
I mean,
no,
like in front of strangers.
It wouldn't.
Like we booking you.
My
for
EP
the show.
release party, I feel like was like a first final performance for me. Like I count it as one because it was so amazing to me. I think it was great. There was a lot of strangers that came, which I thought was cool. There was also family there, but I thought it was just a great vibe. And I think after that, I kind of proved that like I can really perform, and I really enjoy it. And I'm a very shy person. You wouldn't think that. But once I get on stage, it's like a different type of situation. I'm like,
I mean, you're stepping into your element.
Yeah.
And I think that's important to be able to kind of, shed this confinement.
Yeah.
And then be able to step into your element. That's a big piece. So the kind of music that you have in your iPod right now, talk to me about that. What are you listening to right now?
A lot of independent artists, like friends of mine, like Steeleon and Sade Imani. Oh my God, Sade Imani, let me tell you, she's incredible. Sanaa Allegra, Beyonce, Solange, Ty Dolla $ign, Chance the Rapper. I love underground artists though. Like I really listen to mostly that. Kate Stewart's amazing as well. There's a lot of artists.
A lot of people on artists.
Yeah, there's a lot of artists that people haven't heard of, and I'm just like, no, we need to listen to them.
Absolutely. So, do you feel that there's still like hope for the R&B segment genre of music? Because it's a lot. Like I've listened to your music, and you're actually like you're singing. A lot of people do this talk singing type style and everything like that.
I won't even front. I'm a little guilty of that.
Okay.
But that's when I'm like really like talking. Like,
right, but I get that part. But I know you have range because you've shown that piece also. And like I said, not a knock to anybody. If that's how they got it, that's how they getting their butter in their bread. Do your thing. But I'm just saying, like, do you think there's still hope for the R&B? Because my generation, I'm maybe a little younger than your dad, but we're relatively around the same generation. It was a different sound of R&B, the Mary J's.
It was, it was a rich and
even
pure
the Whitney Houston. It was
classic.
It was heartfelt. It was from the soul and everything like that. And do you feel like the art has gotten away? It's got watered down? Or do you feel it's just as strong as it used to be?
I think it's a little watered down. I think we can be real and say it's a you know, everyone's kind of talking about the same things now, and there's no like Anita Bakers,
Right.
like there's nothing like that. But these underground artists, I just wish people would just open up their ears a little more. Like all of these higher ups that I feel like now everyone looks for the same sound,
Right.
and it's just so many great R&B artists, female R&B artists that are making like an Anita Baker song or a Mary J. Blige song and bringing it back. And I think we just need to be a little more aware and really dig for it, because a lot of people don't.
It's funny you say that, because we mentioned those names, Mary. Now she would be considered like, you know, a neo soul type sound.
Yeah.
So do you? I know we don't like labels, because with labels come limitations. But is the neo soul, I would say, feel or the sound more to your liking? Because there's a difference between that and say like the what's the word? The mainstream R&B.
Yeah.
You know.
I do think I have a neo soul vibe going on, because neo soul could kind of be like a Jill Scott, who we love, and Erykah
love
Badu,
Jill.
who we love.
Absolutely.
You know, so I
Absolutely.
kind of feel like, yeah, even with the label, like I would say a
You
neo
still
soul
take-
is a
right,
nice
okay.
vibe.
Yeah, so a lot of Black Soap and
Yeah, because what we
you know what I
consider,
mean?
what would we consider like a mainstream? Now that I'm thinking about
Well,
it,
I'm thinking more along the lines of like.
like, will we say Beyonce is a mainstream? Because
Well, yeah.
Beyonce is
Well,
definitely not.
Beyonce is her own stream.
She's her own stream, right?
her own
That's how you.
stream.
That's how you create an
You know what I'm
avenue
saying?
for
She's
yourself.
her own stream.
Yeah.
But you know, we're talking more so along the lines like say, I'm trying to think of like who does features like the what's the girl named Tiana Taylor's and
Tiana Taylor.
you know people like you know
Yeah.
in that lane that's more the mainstream. They'll get you know SZA and stuff like they get more of the.
SZA, I forgot
know.
to say SZA.
I mean,
would
I
love to
dig
work
her
with
music.
SZA
No, I dig
too.
her music, but that's like the mainstream field that I'm
I feel like
talking about.
SZA's also a little like,
A little eccentric.
Yeah,
She's very eccentric
yeah.
with it. You know, she came out one way and ended up morphing her style to something to a different,
Absolutely.
which is, you know, that shows range for an artist when they're able to morph their style and still.
yeah, because I think
stay.
she went from like eccentric to like R&B.
Right, that's what I'm
'Cause
saying.
I heard the album and I was like, oh my God, is this SZA? Like The
Turn
Weeknd.
a lot of heads.
Yeah.
Turn a lot of heads. So talk to us about Trippin', the other video that we have for you.
Trippin' is one of my favorite songs. It's one of my favorite videos. I wanted the video to be an experience, because you know how you watch those videos and you're like, wow, this is like a whole little movie. Like,
And I
let
was
me
about to
get a
ask you that.
snack.
I was about to ask you about that. Was that a real
wanted it
experience
to
for
be,
you?
yes, I wanted it to be exactly that. Like with the videos, I like to have a lot of creative control
Mm-hmm.
over it, and I work with such great people that are open to hear everything that I want to do. So
Sure.
when I kind of came with the idea, it wasn't completely left field. They were like, yes, let's do that. You have a bad date,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have a friend that's super cool. But I really wanted that bad date to kind of be like a scene from Insecure, Issa Rae's
Yeah.
Insecure. I think
Great show.
that was like my spin-off of
Right,
Insecure.
right.
I loved making the video.
Sure.
I thought it was amazing.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
All right, well, look, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to actually get into that video now, Trippin' by Everything Omega.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we're splitting. So
Oh,
we're splitting the bill. So
Oh, okay. So in
Yes,
that
sir.
case, I'll do maybe some Rasta pasta.
whatever you want to do is, it's literally none of my business.
Yeah, for sure. So
Bob.
to get off that subject, where are you from?
The last time I saw you, you pulled me and said I'm single. What that mean now? You thinking we can mingle, but not during the week though. Only on the weekend. I'm thinking Sunday night. Throw something on that look real nice, skin tight, how I like. I'ma pull up round 10, call my boys round 12, and pretend that I don't know about a thing that went down. No, not. Boy, you must be crazy, thinking I'm a lady of the night. I'm nobody's slide. I'ma come out with my sweats on, with a mess
no disrespect, come correct, I respect you. Kick it in my car, I got some music we could step to. What should I play? Sade some Marvin Gaye. Shy enough, break the ice. I don't ask for much when I check you. Kick it on Sunday, we take it slowly. Sweatpants on your figure, got these thoughts that's so unholy. Intimate, all mine, so divine. Oh, you show me, so show me. And girl, I know we fly, we high, we run, we try, we fall, we cry, we lust, we love, we young, you're mine. And all I want is baby girl, you drive me crazy. Been about you lately, you're the one that makes me. And if I carved you inside my heart, would you take advantage? Would you see it as a piece of art through all my damage? Girl, I'm asking you to kick it, only if you with it. Give me all the signs, I don't know if I'm just tripping.
Welcome back, Sabe Against the Machine. I am joined still with my guest. I'm about to say my co-host. This has so much good energy. It's like she need to be on the show.
Right?
You know what I'm saying?
Sign me up.
Write that down. So, my guest, Everything Omega, we're going to let her go. We just want to get one more chance to get all your information, the information that you allow us to have, about your social media and where they can find your music, your upcoming projects, when that's coming out, and where they can find that.
So, all social media, Instagram, Twitter, I kind of deleted Snapchat, I couldn't get with it. Facebook, everything is Everything Omega. SoundCloud, Everything Omega. Apple Music, Everything Omega. And I finally actually got one of those profiles on Apple Music, so I'm very excited. It's aesthetically pleasing. But upcoming project, the name is unknown. I'm hoping end of July, so stay tuned for that. Upcoming shows, the one in New Jersey that I have, that's June 8th, if I'm not mistaken. All of that will be posted on my social media. And yeah, I'm Everything Omega, everything.
Everything Omega. Everything Omega, man.
I made it so easy.
So easy.
My mom made it so easy, we'll say that.
Shout out to Mom again, always, for all the hard work.
Happy Mother's Day
for everybody. That's it. So look, we're going to take another quick break. We're going to wrap this thing up after this. And we want to thank Everything Omega for coming through.
Thank you so much for having me.
Appreciate you sharing some energy with us over here today. And we look forward to all of your work to be classic and legacy-laden music right there. So good luck to you and everything that you do, and we wish you all the best. Sabe Against the Machine, we're going to take another quick break, and we're going to wrap this baby up. Be right back. Welcome back to Sabe Against the Machine. I want to thank Everything Omega for stopping by and hanging out with us here. We wish you nothing but positivity and good energy throughout your journey to the top. Quick shout out to my last guest, Julian Run the Jewels Mancuso, and Mount Conjure Nathan, who was set to fight in the match this past weekend. The opponents pulled a no-show. They must have seen the show and had second thoughts, who knows. Shout out to all the mothers in our individual and extended lives. There would be no us without you. Like, literally. Thanks again to Mr. Galazzo for affording me the opportunity to record here. Thanks to Mt.Vernon High School staff and students for their assistance. Don't forget to check the podcast, Transmitting Live from Mars on Blog Talk Radio. And to get in contact with me for interviews and or promotions, check the info below. I'm Sabe James. This is Sabe Against the Machine. See you next go-round. Peace.